Okay, let's start with deep palpation.
Deep palpation, deep palpation, basic principle of deep palpation is to palpate for organomegaly, to look for organomegaly. So that means we have to look for the enlargement of the liver, hepatomegaly, enlargement of the spleen, splenomegaly, enlargement of the kidneys, and sometimes our bladder could be palpated, but that is not something that we specifically look for. So 3 things. And if we have palpated any superficial mass during superficial palpation, we have to again deeply palpate for that mass, try to find out its margins, try to measure the mass, try to comment on its surface, try to comment on its mobility, on its fixity, on its reducibility, on its compressibility. But these things are more important in surgery, not in pediatrics. Pediatrics, important would be liver enlargement, spleen enlargement, and kidney development. So liver enlargement, basically how we proceed with palpation of the liver is, we ask the patient to lie supine.
Okay.
We stand on the right side of the patient. Then we expose the abdomen. Abdomen is already exposed. The subcostal margin, it goes like this. Subcostal margin goes like this. So our radial border of our index finger should also be parallel to the subcostal margin.
Okay.
So if this is the direction of subcostal margin, which is clearly visible in a child, may not be visible in an adult, in an obese adult, but it is quite prominent in a child, it would be nice to keep the hand like this.
Hands parallel to the costal margin.
Parallel to the costal margin. There are 2 schools of thought, right? Because one school of thought says that although the shape of the subcostal margin is like this, the liver may grow like this also. Liver, it does not mean that the margin is in this direction. Does not mean that the liver also has to grow like this only. Liver can grow like this also. So some people say they say that we need to keep our fingers parallel, यसरी सीधा राख्नुपर्छ भन्छ. तर अब some people say, or most people say that we have to place the radial border of our index finger.
ये वाला मेथड तो एसआरएम सर ने भी यही बोला था.
So I think this would be appropriate.
और सर ने बोला था कि ये जो इंडेक्स फिंगर होती है वो क्या रेक्टल मसल को क्या कह रहे थे सर?
Again, so that is because the child's abdomen is very small, and adult मा पो when we keep the hand, it would not cover much space. And generally, if you keep the hand in the right iliac fossa, the tip of the index finger will come to lie in the lateral border of rectus itself. Automatically. But in a child, we might be making a mistake of keeping the hand like this. So this we are going beyond the umbilicus, beyond the midline. We are not palpating for the right lobe, we are palpating for the left lobe also. That is not the proper way of palpation. So that is why we have to again, there is no way to exactly know where the
just umbilicus को, जैसे umbilicus यहाँ पे थोड़ा ऐसा साइड में,
थोड़ा साइड में. It would be helpful to comment. It would be helpful to tell the examiner that I am placing my hand parallel to the subcostal margin with my tip of my middle finger not extending beyond the rectus abdominis muscle. So because I want to palpate for the right lobe of liver. Okay. Then with each inspiration of the child, you have to move inside, because with each inspiration the lungs expand and the lungs push the liver downwards. So when the liver comes downward, the margin of the liver has to hit the radial border of your index finger. So that is what we do. With each inspiration you press inside, and with each expiration you move up. With each inspiration you press, with each expiration you move up. With each inspiration you press, with each expiration you move up.
सर एक्सपिरेशन के टाइम हमें आगे बढ़ना है. जब ऊपर फिंगर एक बार एग्जैक्टली करके दिखाएं.
For example, you with each inspiration this would expand, and abdomen would expand. So with each abdominal expansion, don't remember it like that because there is confusion also. With each inspiration, this you have to press inside, and with each expiration, abdomen will also come down. Your hands will move outside. So basic cheat code to remember, easy memory aid to remember would be the movement of your hands and the movement of your of the abdomen should be opposite. With each expansion of the abdomen, your hands should move inside. When the abdomen goes inside, your hands should move outside. Because abdomen going inside means expiration ni ta हैन the diaphragm is contracting, pushing air outside of the lungs. So with each movement of the abdomen inside, you have to raise your hand, and with each, and you have to raising your hand means you are moving forwards, and with each inspiration, that is abdomen is protruding, you are pushing your hand deep inside and palpating. Inspiration in. With each inspiration you have to move in.
नहीं, that is more easy कि go opposite of it. जब abdomen expand कर रहे हैं तो थोड़ा in जाओ नहीं.
वो भी whatever
भित्र
would be
माथि पनि हो
अब त्यो चाहिँ अब के भन्छ भने लाइक इफ द लिभर इज हियर हैन, so grossly enlarged that the liver would be here, you don't have to push it, but you have already reached the subcostal margin, suppose. So you have already reached the subcostal margin and still you have not palpated the liver, then it would be helpful to push your fingers below the subcostal margin, just in case you palpate the liver. Then so it might be slightly enlarged, right? But not enough to come way beyond the subcostal margin.
बच्चे लोग में थोड़ा सा कोस्टल मार्जिन से बाहर ही होता है ना
generally, but it may not be, unless the liver is pathological, it may not be palpable.
Exactly.
Why not? Because pathological liver might be hard with irregular surface. When you do this, something will come and it will feel as if something is coming and hitting your finger. It is easily palpable. But a normal liver which is soft, it may not be palpable, although it is below the subcostal margin. So let's say that you have palpated the right lobe of liver here. How do we measure? For that you have to do two things. You have to measure the,
we have to first mark
distance.
this,
Yeah, yes, definitely we mark this, but where do we mark this? We have to mark this in the mid-clavicular line.
Important.
And because liver span also in children is less than 10, in adults it is 6 to 12 centimeters in the mid-clavicular line. That means that is the liver span of right lobe of liver. In the mid line, that is from the sternal notch to the pubic symphysis, or from the GP sternum to the pubic symphysis, in the mid line, the normal liver span in adult, that is the liver span of left lobe of liver, would be 4 to 8 centimeters. So that is something we have to remember. That could be asked in Viva also. Generally in children we remember less than 10 centimeters. So we mark a point in the mid clavicular line, identify the tip of the 9th costal cartilage, which is generally the most prominent
9th costal
cartilage. Then we place a measuring tape and measure. So and we comment as the liver is 80 centimeters below the subcostal margin, or below the tip of 9th costal cartilage. That is one way to report. Another way to report is to find out the liver span, because we need to differentiate whether the liver is actually enlarged, or something is pushing the liver down.
Exactly.
Something from above. So what could push the liver down? Obviously a basal pleural effusion, massive pleural effusion could be pushing the liver down. Maybe some diaphragmatic conditions like subdiaphragmatic abscess, liver abscess could be pushing the liver down. So we need to differentiate whether the liver is actually being pushed down, or if the liver is, it is the liver which has expanded or which has enlarged. So for that we again percuss from the second intercostal space, third intercostal space, generally in children in fourth intercostal space, in smaller children in fifth intercostal space, we will find out the
dullness.
Upper margin of liver dullness. Again we mark that point in the mid-clavicular line, and then we measure the distance between the 2 points, and that is the entire liver span. Same thing we have to do for
opposite side, left side.
For left side, basically in the midline. In the midline.
For the left lobe of liver, we have to do in the midline in children.
Midline in children.
Okay.
Adults also same thing.
Okay, adults also.
Because if the liver is like, it could be an isolated right lobe enlargement also, but generally when liver enlarges, both lobes will enlarge. So when you palpate an enlarged liver here, when you move forward, you will obviously be palpating the enlargement of the left lobe of the liver. But the question would be, where do you palpate? That is just below the GP sternum. That is where you palpate for the left lobe of liver.
तो सर जब हम यहाँ से palpate करते हुए यहाँ पे आते हैं, फिर उसी के साथ ही साथ इधर भी चले जाना है.
उसी के साथ ही साथ इधर.
यहाँ पे भी मतलब GP sternum के नीचे भी palpate करना है for the left lobe of liver.
Because if it is already enlarged, you will feel the margin and you will just trace the margin.
Trace the margin
up to the GP sternum, or you can even go till here also, because liver त actually extends from the right hypochondrium epigastrium left hypochondrium पनि नि त. So if it is enlarged, it might even be enlarged there, तर less likely because यहाँ त there is the shape of the ribs त यस्तो हुन्छ. So त्यो liver being grossly enlarged, त्यो योबाट पनि तल आउनु भनेको त it's a huge enlargement हैन. Another thing is spleen enlargement. Spleen enlargement चाहिँ concept is same हैन, because the liver enlarges like this, we palpate like this. Spleen enlarges like this, therefore we'll palpate like this. Grade 5 enlargement is when the spleen enlarges beyond the umbilicus. Grade 4
up to the
umbilicus. Grade 3 just lateral to the just before the umbilicus. Between the umbilicus and the subcostal region would be grade 2. Grade 1 would be just below the subcostal region. So again the method is same. You have to place your palms flat in the abdomen, starting from the right iliac fossa, along the direction, along the plane where the spleen would enlarge. So you have to have your tip of your fingers pointing towards the spleen, So towards the upper left side. Progressively, with each inspiration you push, with each expiration you move forward, and then you palpate. This method is known as conventional method of palpation of spleen. This is generally applied for palpation of a grossly enlarged spleen in case of thalassemia, etc.
But वो spleen जब बहुत बड़ी हो गई तब grossly.
But if the spleen is not so big, like in enteric fever, where there might be some degree of splenic enlargement, but not as much as you will not be able to palpate the spleen in the umbilicus itself, over the umbilicus itself. So in that condition, you will just place the patient in the left lateral position, stabilize, and then palpate like this. Palpate like this. Again, in the subcostal region itself. If this is known as bimanual, in some degree of splenic enlargement, like in type enteric fever, we'll be able to palpate the spleen. Another method is known as hooking method. Exact method there is again a exact step to it, but basically you'll place the patient in right lateral position with the left side facing upwards, and you'll place your left hand on the back of the patient. अनि यहाँबाट चाहिँ यो लुक के तर आवर
इन सबकोस्टल मार्जिन विल इन्सर्ट फिंगर इनसाइड
यसरी यु हैव टु इन्सर्ट द फिंगर बट यसको मेकानिजम चाहिँ ओन्ली इन 2 बुक्स
okay but this is not required even for the exam
so sometimes external
we should know the methods. Yes. Okay, so we have no the one method is
externals can just ask you just to list the methods of spleen palpation.
You have
so
read
if you just name itself, it will be
okay sir. One doubt, one is conventional method, we go from here to up to here, and one was bimanual method. Okay, that is different,
yeah.
Or that is the continuation of that.
Yes, it could be a continuation of that also. Like if the spleen is not palpable,
okay, do you do bimanual?
Bimanual is for tip.
Yes, because examination you have already taken the history, you think this is enteric fever.
Okay.
You just want to rule out that there is
you also do bimanual, both no do both. Okay सर, और जब यहाँ से कर रहे थे यहाँ पे हाथ रख के करना होता है, क्योंकि मैंने अभी SRM सर को यहाँ पे ऐसे करके फिर आप ऐसे कर रहे थे, तो ऐसे ही हाथ रख के फिर करना इजी रहेगा ना, क्योंकि बाई मैनुअल भी करना होगा तो जस्ट पुल कर लेंगे इजी से,
वो भी
है ना सर.
इसको लगी डीप इंस्पिरेशन एक्सपिरेशन और नॉर्मल इंस्पिरेशन.
डीप इंस्पिरेशन एक्सपायरेशन
अब यस्तो हुन्छ अडल्ट्समा वी क्यान से, चिल्ड्रेन त वी क्यानट से, सो वी हेभ टु मुभ अलङ विथ चिल्ड्रेन्स ओन इन्स्पिरेसन. अनि अगेन इन चिल्ड्रेन respiratory rate is also rapid, so we might have to palpate also very rapidly.
Okay, so spleen done, liver done, now kidney
चाहिँ again अब ballotment method बाट गरिन्छ. We balloted your kidney also. So basic idea is you push the kidney would be in the right flank region, right and left flank region of right and left flank. Obviously a normal kidney, right side of the kidney lies lower than the left side of the kidney, because on the right side there is a liver. Liver occupies some space, so kidney will normally lie lower than the right kidney will normally lie lower than the left kidney. But generally the lower pole of the kidney may come to lie just below the subcostal margin, but generally kidney is not palpable. But if it is grossly enlarged, so such that the kidney occupies the right and left flank or region of the flank, then it could be ballotable or palpable.
Okay.
So first of all, we place our hands beneath the
Flank.
flank.
Right. Left hand.
Left, let's start with the left flank. Another thing is, in abdomen examination, never start from the like visible area of pathology or suspected area of pathology. Always start from the normal
Normally,
abdomen.
because if it start paining, then patient will not allow us.
That is one thing. Another thing is, if you focus on the pathology itself, you might miss other signs. Like for example, if there is a epigastric hernia here, don't start with the examination of hernia itself. Start with superficial palpation of entire abdomen. Start to try to palpate for liver enlargement, spleen enlargement, kidney enlargement, then go to the hernia examination. That is also very important. So let's say we are suspecting now some externals might also be very strict about which kidney to palpate first, right? So generally right kidney palpation, right side we start just like it depends upon the external also. So let's say we are palpating for the left kidney, we place our hand below the
So that is
flank.
right kidney.
Okay, so this is the right kidney.
Yes,
So we are placing the hand below the lumbar region, just lateral to the spine, because obviously we are not going to press on the spine, just lateral to the spine. Again, let's say in the area of the renal angle, because that would where the kidney would be if it is enlarged. So we place the hand there, and superficially we place the hand in the right subcostal region or in the right flank, right lumbar region, you know. Then we press the abdomen, and then we push from below.
Okay. Press, push.
No, we press the abdomen, because
Then push from below.
you know, if we just place our hand and then push, it may not be palpable. When we press the abdomen and push from below, what happens is, when we are pressing the abdomen and pushing the kidney from below, the kidney strikes
below.
our hand and goes up and strikes our upper hand. So it is it ballots, and that is known as ballot.
We literally feel from this hand, no?
From
Kidney. When you push from the from this side,
yes. When you push from this side, kidney will come and strike your hand.
the hand above the abdomen.
Hand above the abdomen, and that is ballotment. And you can obviously palpate if the kidney is enlarged, or if it is massively enlarged. In case of a Wilms tumor, let's say in a child, you might even be able to describe the margin, the shape, consistency also.
I got it.
And ballotment. Again, when you ballot for the left kidney, the right hand
Should
put
go
it
down.
below the back, and left hand you place it above the abdomen. Press the left hand and push from the right hand. Again, don't press using your tip of the fingers. Don't press like this, because it will hurt. Just put it flat and press it slightly. And you just push.
Okay, we don't have to bend, no. We have
You
to
don't
keep the
bend.
hand. We just
I was just trying to show.
Okay.
That's how we do the
Deep palpation
deep
of the abdomen.
palpation. Now we will auscultate.
Okay. Just